Oh my god, there's a bug on my visor. There's also a bug right there. So, yeah. The only good thing about the bugs is, at least that means that, we're back. Yeah. That is one of the pluses about having the bugs back on your helmet. It means that summer is coming. Summer is coming. Yeah, just came out here. You guys might remember the location. I know somebody recognized it in the last time I was here. Yeah, thought I'd switch up the scenery. It was hotter earlier, and I think because the sun went away, it's colder now. Because, yeah, I was expecting it to be warmer, and then I come out and I'm like low-key getting hit with like cold wind. Yeah, I need to look at my throttle because this thing is low-key kind of bugging. Like, it works fine for the most part, but sometimes when I get high in RPMs and then like kind of hold it there or like shift somewhere near it, it kind of gets stuck. Thankfully it doesn't get stuck and then I can't like move it back. It just gets stuck and kind of turns into like cruise control pretty much. So like I'll twist it back, like it'll be here, and then it'll just stay there. It's supposed to snap on, which it does. You guys can see that. For the most part it does. I don't know, I'm not exactly sure what the problem is. I don't remember having this issue in the past. And I didn't even put on this thing, this little black cap right there, on this side that came with the handle or the lever guard kit, because I was afraid of it sticking. And it works fine for the most part, so it's just weird around like 13, like around this area it seems to sometimes bug. It's not even every time, it's kind of like when I get to kind of like higher speeds. So I don't know what it is, but I can kind of notice when it does that. So I'll either just close it myself and pay attention to it, or try to like reset it and figure it out. I don't know exactly what it is. I don't know if I have to maybe lube something or like put some grease or something, but yeah, I don't know exactly what the problem is, but yeah. Anyways, just here for a quick little ride. It's supposed to be 57-ish degrees right now, but as you can see, the sun is hidden by the clouds. So I mean, when you're just standing around, it feels like this. It feels like 50 something, but as soon as you start riding and the wind starts to hit you, it feels more like 48 or like 45. So like, yeah. Anyways, it's pretty dead right now, thankfully. Not too many cars. But yeah, I don't even know what I was gonna talk about. I was just like, I haven't recorded a video in a while. I have been recording the Bluey's page content, Bluey's Garage, so check that out. I actually just went to Penn State yesterday, came back, been busy all day pretty much. I went to Cars and Coffee, got lunch with one of my friends, and then got breakfast with one of my car friends, and technically he goes to my school. Not technically, he does, but, and then I got lunch with some of my boys because they're back in town from college. So yeah, and then figured I'd ride because thought it was a lot nicer when I came inside, which it was. Like, the sun was out and it felt so much warmer. But I mean, the wind is the problem, it seems, because even when I was out earlier, I was wearing shorts and stuff, and I guess the wind made it a little bit colder. But yeah, I was just like, I saw a bunch of bikes out today, so I was cleaning up those signs, the ones you'll see on like the signs and stuff. It's like shaped like that, and I got rid of like over 20 probably, to be honest. And I was just like, fuck that shit, I'm gonna get rid of all of them. because the weather's getting warmer, so they're like putting their cars out and shit. I mean, they're putting their signs out and shit because it's warmer. But it's warmer for me too, so it's like I'll also bring that shit down, you know. Especially near where I'm at, like where I live, because I'm not about to drive past that shit every day and look at it. And yeah, it just bothers me. And it's also a distraction to other drivers. Like, imagine there's a sign right here and you're trying to read it while you're driving. First of all, it's dangerous to motorcycles too. And I'm kind of stretching it. I know I am a little bit, but yeah. Like, I don't know if you guys have seen that one clip where there's this like this cop like held a pen right here. I'll kind of show it to you guys. The only thing is I don't know where the angle is, but I guess maybe I'll put my hand here. If I put my hand here and then like hide this car, like you kind of see what I mean. Like, the closer this is to your eyesight, the further object is too. If the angle works out right, it kind of gets hidden. And so just having this sign here is technically a distraction. Obviously it's not, because it's an informational sign. But imagine there was like some sign, it's like cleaning services, and it's just like taking up a square, and there's a motorcycle somehow at the perfect wrong angle. I don't know. I know it is a stretch. Again, I don't only do it because of that. I do it because I don't like looking at them. But there's multiple reasons why, and it kind of ends up doing like a multiple birds with one stone type thing. Speaking of bird. But yeah, and also if they don't put them on right, they just fly off and become trash. So they're just littering. And it's also illegal. It is illegal to put signs up on other highway signs, especially advertising signs. So yeah, I don't know why I'm talking about that. But yeah, I think today's video, if you're still here, okay, before we get to the video, I'm sorry, but I've officially become a YouTube partner, I think. So yeah, I have memberships and super chats. So if you guys are doing well and you would like to support your boy, please feel free to donate. Again, there's no pressure. I really don't care. I just wanted to become a partner. I still need 1K watch hours to become ad revenue monetized, so that's my goal. But memberships and super chats are cool anyway, so I was like, I might as well just get this as well. But yeah, feel free to donate if you guys have some extra money. Don't donate too much because I'm doing fine. I don't need donations. So yeah, but obviously I'm not gonna say no if you have extra money or like would like to donate. So yeah. All right, the topic of today's video is going to be, and also yeah, I don't have any membership perks, to be honest, for real, anything yet. So if you only only become a member if you really want to. I think the cheapest one I made it $1, so $1 a month. Just skip Starbucks for one day and become a member. But anyways, so what I kind of want to talk about today, and what I've been thinking about a lot since I've even got this bike, or even before, is, are motorcycles dangerous? I know everybody says they are, but I've been thinking about it a lot recently, and I don't know. Like, they're definitely, okay, what I'm not here to argue is they're definitely more dangerous than a car. Like, if you're in a car, it's obviously safer than a motorcycle. But what I'm here to argue is, are motorcycles dangerous? That is what I'm here to argue today. And I've honestly been thinking about it, and I know there's a lot more data points and stuff to consider than what I've seen online. But from most of the clips that I've seen online, it honestly just feels like most of the crashers are skill issues. And skill and ego issues, as well as stupidity issues. And those three problems are dangerous anywhere else. But motorcycles kind of exemplify it in a sense. And that's where the problem is. It's not necessarily the motorcycle, it's the human. Kind of how it goes with guns. But yeah, that's just what I think. And I'm not here, like I said, to argue that they're worse than that they're dangerous, or they're less dangerous than a car. Or, I mean, that they're safer than a car, or even comparable. They're not, because just taking a wild example, and let's say you crash, and it's nothing even compared to, I mean, it's not even your fault at all. So let's say you're just going up here, and at that light down there, it's green for you, you're going straight, and then some car going like 80 miles an hour just completely runs like a long red light, like one that's been red for a while, not like a fresh red or anything, and just hits you. Actually, how would that work? Okay, it would work, never mind, because some lights stay green for a while, and then some lights stay red for a while, so that makes sense. Okay. Yeah, so if you're just going straight and it's a road that you always know, and then the light's always green, and it's the main priority of that road is the people going straight, right? And then let's just say there's a moron coming 80 miles an hour, runs the red light, and you happen to be passing by at like 50 miles an hour, and he hits you at 80, you are probably most likely going to die, depending on the angle of the impact. If he hits you head on, that's like you're most likely gonna die. There's just not even like question about it. And I'm bringing this up because I literally saw a clip yesterday. I don't think it's new, but it's definitely recent, because I saw a clip, this Harley dude. So like basically it's going, traffic's going like this. He's at a shopping complex right here, and he's trying to pull out and make a left into this lane, and there's a truck that comes here. So he's here, this is the biker, there's a truck, the truck isn't related but somewhat related. He makes a left here and goes into the shopping center, and then right as this truck pulls in, the biker pulls out, and then there's a car coming from this way. I don't know if you guys can see that, but coming from this way, going like 80 miles an hour in like a 30 or 40 zone, probably is what I'm assuming, and it hits the biker head on, and apparently the biker was pronounced dead on scene. And like, yeah, so it's just like, you know, that's a lot to account for and a lot to think for, and you gotta be on your A game, is what I say, when you're on a motorcycle. And like things like that, like I'm pretty sure that was avoidable, but sometimes you just have to be patient. Like you just have to be. Wait at a turn for like, I know okay, I'm gonna say an hour. Would you rather wait at a turn for an hour or crash into some car? And I know an hour is extreme, that's why I'm saying it. Would you rather wait at a turn for an hour, piss some drivers off behind you maybe, and make a safe turn with no risks? Or would you rather try to rush the turn, get hit, and then possibly die or even be in the hospital just to satisfy the people behind you? Even if they're honking and shit, it doesn't matter, because guess what? If you crash, the people behind you that are honking are not going to stop. They're not going to pay your bills. They're not going to pay your missed job salary. They're not going to pay for your bike. They're not going to pay for the other guy's damage. You're not going to pay for shit. So why the flip do you care about what they think, or what pressure they bring you, or they make you stressed? Like, obviously you should be thinking about it, but that shouldn't be what's influencing your decision. And that's kind of like the best way to put it, to be honest with you. You have to think about everything, but it shouldn't be influencing your decision. You have to think about it because it might be a possible threat. Like, what if the guy behind you just comes out behind you, pushes you into traffic, or does some stupid shit? But yeah, that can't be like your main goal. And you can't be like, oh, the guy behind me made me turn. That's just not how shit works. And it's just like, you shouldn't be thinking like that, because that is not how, or that's how accidents are created. When people try to force shit and make a situation, or make a turn in a situation that doesn't allow for it to turn. And that's obviously, it's an accident, but that's how they're formed. It's bad situations, and you think you can get out through it. And yeah, so back to my point. I'm trying to make a semi-argument that motorcycles themselves aren't what's dangerous. It's the people that get on them. Because the people that get on them, sometimes they don't really care about whether they live or not. And then when something happens, they end up becoming a statistic that makes it seem like motorcycles are more dangerous than they are. And it's also the fact that some of these bikes you can literally get on it and then you'll go like 200 miles an hour, and it's like that is a problem too, because like sometimes you don't even want to go that fast. Like you get on the bike, you're like, okay, today I'm not going to speed, and then you get on it and it's like the bike is dying when you're going 40 miles an hour because it's like, why are you going so slow? And it's like, it's just like you gotta go fast, you know, you have to. So like it just puts you in a situation where it's like you can go 200 miles an hour on a crotch rocket, and imagine you're going 200 miles an hour and you hit a car, or a car hits you, and it's probably game over. And yeah, there's places to go 200 miles an hour, but it's like you shouldn't be doing that on some normal surface street, some highway with intersections or something like that. It has to be a perfect stretch of road for you to be able to do that safely. And oh, is that dude gonna come here? I might have to move. That dude might come here. Hold on, I'm gonna move real quick. Alright, but yeah, going back to my point. Okay, now I'm on a downhill again, so I gotta wait for him because my bike keeps rolling. Yeah. Where's he going? I'm just gonna move back, give him some extra space here. It's weird backing up trying to put the brake on a motorcycle. Feels like I'm breaking it. I don't know why, but okay, he's not even gonna come. Nice. I just did all that for nothing. Where's he going? All right. Anyways. All right. Anyways. Yeah. So I'm not here to argue our motorcycles. The motorcycles are more safe than a car. They're not. I mean, to be honest, in some situations, I would argue that they are. Everything is situational, but in some situations, I would argue that a motorcycle is safer than a car. Because sometimes when you're in like heavy traffic or something, let's say, and a big ass truck is coming, it's loaded with like 20,000, 50,000 pounds worth of goods in the back, and let's say they're not paying attention or traffic comes to too quick of a stop, and if you're on a car, you're kind of forced in that traffic. So like you're forced in that box. There's a car in front of you, there's a car behind you, there's a car to your front, there's a car to your right, there's a car to your back, and you're boxed in. And then a truck comes. That truck, if he's going more than like 40, 50 miles an hour, he's going to probably crush your car. So you can't even go anywhere necessarily. But if in a motorcycle, obviously if you weren't paying attention, it would be definitely worse because you would definitely get crushed. But if you are paying attention and you position yourself right and you're looking at your mirrors and you see him coming too fast and you're like, shit, he's not going to slow down, you might be able to technically lane split out of there. So in like situations like that, I think it definitely could be more safer than a car. But yeah, definitely for the most part it's not, and that's kind of like a more uncommon situation, yes, but it's still a situation that could happen. You never know, especially the way that they be handing out CDLs these days, apparently, based on TikTok comments. But yeah, so anyways, like the main part of this video is to kind of just discuss, not necessarily make a point against either side, just to discuss the topic. And yeah, but I don't know, let me know what you guys think, because sometimes I would argue that like shit is like, sometimes it's like same thing with guns. Like people shoot up schools, not guns. Obviously in some situations guns, no way. Somebody got pulled over. No. Okay, obviously I gotta get closer, hold on. Obviously in some situations people obviously in that situation shit would make it more dangerous. But like, going back to my point, motorcycles do not crash themselves unless they get hit by another car, right? Oh man, if I get too close, he might get my ass. He might get my ass for like going on the sidewalk. But dude, the feds are out, bro. I don't know if it's every state, probably is. It's getting warmer in your state, but they are out, brother. You guys got to be careful. Do not get caught lacking. But yeah, obviously a gun would help make shoot up a school like faster and quicker, especially for people that are not talented and unathletic, because it is possible with a knife possibly to get more, to kill like more people at a school if you were like athletic and talented and actually built for it. But obviously a non-athletic person can do the same thing with a gun, and that's why it makes them dangerous. But it's not the gun itself that is the problem, it's the person behind it. Same thing with bikes. But with bikes, I will agree that there are some situations that are probably out of your control, and that's what makes them dangerous. But I don't know, because there's so much that goes into it, and I always yap about this for too long on my videos, so sorry if I'm boring you guys. No, I'm not really sorry, because this is good information, but everybody's attention span is ruined by TikTok, or they think they know everything. So yeah, it is what it is. But I don't know, it's like the main problem is like people can't think out of the box sometimes, or they don't even think normally sometimes. And like, let's say you're on a road and you think a car is super far back. Judging a car's speed is also a very important skill, and some people are either impatient or they think they judged the speed properly, but they didn't. With that car, it's going to take at least like 3 seconds from here. 1, 2, 3. I counted a little fast, but yeah, roughly it took me 3 seconds to get here. And I said it a little late, so technically it was 3. But you kind of have to be able to judge a car's speed, because if you're pulling out of somewhere, you have to be able to judge a car's speed. And if you can't judge a car's speed, then you shouldn't be pulling out, because if you're not gonna be patient, or you're not gonna wait, then don't pull out into a car. If you're trying to turn, that car obviously is going a little bit faster, but he's making a left. But still, you can't trust blinkers or anything. Like, you can never trust a blinker, because people might change their mind. They might be making the wrong turn. You might want to come straight, and that's going to be a problem. That is going to be a problem. So patience is the key, and also trying to not even put yourself in that possible situation in the first place is also going to be a skill, because if you're riding at night a lot, it's going to make your situation more dangerous, and you're going to just be in a bad spot, and it makes the possibility of more like crash potential higher. Just speaking off experience, because first of all, on a bike there's like barely any lighting, and you can barely see shit, to be honest with you. Even with a clear visor and even with a clear windscreen, I can barely see anything with my normal light. And you can't always use your high beam technically, but even with the high beam, it's still, you can barely see anything. So like, that's the problem. And just putting yourself in that situation is not ideal, because first of all, you can't see anything. So if there's a road obstacle or something on the road that you would have seen during the day, you're not going to see it at night. And there's also just the potential for crashes increases so much at night, just based on my experience again, because sometimes they don't see your bike, they don't see your lights, so it's pretty much just like you're not there. So let's assume you're not there in a situation. A car that should be waiting for you is just going to turn because they don't think you're there. And that's the problem, because obviously you think you're there and you expect them to stop, but they don't even think they're doing anything wrong. They don't even see you, so they're just making a normal left. It's an average left for them, But for you, it could be the end of your life. So yeah, trying to avoid situations like that, or being extra careful. Like, there's nothing wrong with like coming to a very slow speed at an intersection. Obviously you don't want to do that in front of a car because they might hit you. But if the situation is right and if you can do that, try to do that, because especially late at night, and late at night there's probably not even gonna be cars behind you. So like, kind of treat the intersection, like, even if you have the green, as like a four-way stop, kind of, even if you have the green, because there's nothing wrong with checking every single angle before you make the turn. And especially with red light runners and drunk drivers that might not even process the red, and they think it's a green, or they just keep going, they don't even see it. You just have to kind of put yourself in a spot that increases your safety. Never trust anything completely. Always do your own precautions and use common sense and be extra survival smart, you know? But yeah, and obviously don't do stupid things on your bike. No wheelies unless you know what you're doing. But even then, I wouldn't be doing wheelies on like a highway or something, or even going super fast. If you're just doing them in an empty parking lot, or like something slow speed, whatever. But even then, it's definitely dangerous just riding on one wheel. And I know people like Jixer Bra and Brian 63, and Jared, all those people, they all make it seem easy, and it definitely can be easy. Everything can be easy if you practice it properly enough time. But so doesn't make the fact that it can be dangerous. But yeah, I think that's about it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I will catch you guys in a little bit, probably a couple days or a week. I don't know for sure. I don't know when I'll upload this either, but probably tomorrow, I think. Yeah, today's Sunday. I uploaded the garage channel video last night, and I got back last night from Penn State. But yeah, I'm probably just gonna ride home. I might swing by that cop. Actually, probably not. Why would I go by the cop? I don't want to go by him just because my bike is super loud, and I don't want to get possible breakdown. So, yeah. All right. Hope you guys enjoy the video. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.